So Conor McGregor versus Floyd Money Mayweather is official. And I know I should have done this video a couple of weeks ago, but I'm doing it now. So the first topic I'm going to address in regard of this fight is MMA versus boxing. And everyone's asking, who's going to win? Is it MMA or boxing? Which is really not the real question because, well, first of all, if you're a boxing fan, if you're a boxing purist, you'll probably agree with me halfway through the video. If you're a boxing fan, I honestly don't think you would like anything I have to say about it. The argument for MMA versus boxing was settled when James Stoney decided that he can beat any fighter in the world. The UFC gave him 47 years old Randy Couture. He's a great MMA fighter, multiple world champion, but I think his record is probably 19-11. And he was 47 years old, and yet James Stoney, who was at the time I think he was a current world champion, or was the world champion at the time, heavyweight champion, did not land a single punch and lost in the first round. See, they did not give him the greatest of all time. He did not go in there even with the best at the time. He did not go in there with Cain Velasquez. At the time, I believe Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, Brock Lesnar, and Shane Carwin were the best. He didn't go with anyone in the top 5, or matter of fact, I can't remember what Randy's positioning was, and that's just in one organization, which is the UFC. There's so many MMA organizations out there. Of course, UFC is the best, but what am I saying here is he really did not get a strong test, and yet he couldn't land a single punch and did not last a round. Again, the fight did not make so much money. We're talking here that Conor versus Floyd might be the highest earning boxing event of all time. What does that tell you about boxing? The fact that people like Kell Brooks, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, I mean, the list goes on, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner, I mean, the list goes on people who are worthy to fight Floyd Mayweather, and they still can't even get half the money. They can't get half the revenue they will get if they bring in the MMA guy to fight him. Let's talk about this as well. The UFC, which is the biggest organization in MMA, has not been there for 20 years. I mean, it only became mainstream like just a few years back. Really, it's just a baby sport. We have people with 10 fights that goes into the argument of the greatest of all time, because the sport is very new. And yet, Floyd is... This is the thing that makes it... And this is where boxing purists are going to agree with me. Because a lot of people are saying Muhammad Ali fought Antonio Inoki. And Muhammad Ali also fought Lyle Alzheimer. Yes, he did. Both of them. However, Antonio Inoki was meant to be a fake fight, and then it went under specific rules, which they altered the rules, and it was still an exhibition. It was not a real fight. Just an exhibition. And Lyle Alzheimer was an exhibition. Ali was just moving around with him. Go watch the fight. It's an exhibition. Do you guys realize if Floyd Mayweather did not relinquish his titles, this fight would have been for the title? What does that tell you? So the only thing is MMA is not losing. Conor is not losing. That's it. It's done. There's no way MMA would lose this fight. The only way though, boxing can save face, and that's the only thing boxing can do at this point is save face. If Floyd can get in there, knocks McGregor out, not a technical knockout, no, knock him out cold in the first round without McGregor landing a single punch. That's it. There's no other way around it. Anything else? Trust me. MMA wins. Well, MMA already won. God's sake, Conor, I don't even think that... Conor, first of all, is an 0-0 as a professional boxer. He's not a professional boxer. Let's just say it like that. Until he fights... His first ever fight! His first ever fight! Guys realize this, that Floyd Mayweather, who's making his only point, or his only valid point, that Ali lost to 7-0 Leon Spinks, and I really hope Conor does something, because if this happens, Floyd could never say that he's the greatest of all time. If Conor lost even such as 3 rounds with him, he can't say that he's the greatest of all time, and I'm sick of Floyd saying that he's the greatest of all time. Skill-wise, he could be, but overall, no, he's too safe. He's too safe. He's too picky to be the greatest of all time. So guys, this is just the first video just addressing MMA versus boxing. Really, MMA already won. Boxing lost. The only way they can save face, again, Floyd knocks him out first round without Conor landing a single punch, which, trust me, will not happen. Now, in the other videos, there's also a few things that I just don't see how other people do not say it. One of the things is the size difference. The size difference between these two guys is huge. I know that Conor is listed at 5'9" and Floyd is listed at 5'8". So, looking at it, it's still a height difference. In the small weight classes, it is a difference, but that's not the real difference. And let me explain something. There is your actual height and there is the US height. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it's the truth. In Hollywood, everyone is listed probably 2 inches taller than they actually are. When Conor McGregor, I'm gonna find a picture with Conor and Eddie Alvarez standing in the face-off barefoot. Conor is actually listed at 5'9", but he's an actual 5'9". Eddie Alvarez Conor was towering over him, and he's also listed at 5'9". That should tell you something. Another way you can actually, look at it is David Beckham. David Beckham was listed as 5'11" in Manchester United. Then he went to Real Madrid and he was also listed at 5'11". In the English national team, he was also listed at 5'11" until he went to the US, and suddenly he's 6 feet tall. He grew an inch in his 30s. Well, of course he didn't, but you know how it is. 2-inch reach advantage, that's something also that we need to address. Floyd never fought anyone with a 2-inch reach advantage. None. Not a single soul. That doesn't mean that Conor would win. We're gonna discuss this as well in another video. One of the videos that I'm also gonna make is the sparring video of Conor McGregor and with Chris Van Harden, who's a top-ranked welterweight. Let's not forget that he's still a top-ranked welterweight. So we're gonna discuss it. There's so much to be said about this video. Plus, let's face it, that wasn't a sparring session. That's just basically moving around. But yeah, if you don't understand this, how did the Boxing Commission sanction this fight? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're a boxing fan, I know you're gonna be hating on me in the comment section, but do your thing. It doesn't bother me really. What bothers me if you don't comment, so just comment. And have a good one.